It looks like all our problems are solved. Welcome to the Jade Chamber.
Oh, great. I have no idea what we would have done otherwise.
I didn't think we'd really manage to get you here. This was a last-minute situation, and you're the one we trust the most.
To put it simply, we are just looking for the right person to help. We had a very long discussion about it, but to no avail. I have tasked my 3 most trusted secretaries with overseeing an important auction tomorrow. This, however, leaves their regular duties unattended to, and the work cannot afford to go undone. The nature of their day-to-day work is highly sensitive and confidential, so whomever I ask to fill in needs to be someone I can trust, and who doesn't have a conflict of interest. Yes, you were the person who came to mind. We may not have spent a great deal of time together, but I do place a great deal of trust in you. To me, this work is highly sensitive and of utmost importance, though I'm sure you'll find it to be mundane at best. It would not surprise me if you can't bear the tedium or can't make the time. And yet, despite this, I thought it could do no harm to ask the question, on the off chance that you are interested. As it happens, I was just having a discussion on backup plans with my secretaries before you arrived.
But the outcome of that discussion was that we couldn't think of a suitable alternative. This is a good reminder that we should always have a contingency plan for everything.
Anyway, this may add to the debt of gratitude I owe you. But the fact is, your arrival here has rescued what was fast becoming a rather dire situation indeed. I wouldn't worry. It's all work you'll be quite familiar with. Planning trips, gathering all basic skills required by competent adventurers, if I'm not mistaken.
If you have any questions about your work, the administrative work Lady NINGGUANG touched upon just now is only one aspect. You'll also be required to cater for Lady NINGGUANG's basic daily needs, such as clothing and meat.
Don't be mistaken. I won't put you in a difficult position. All right. Please proceed to the office. Bai Shi will go.
Yes, Lady Ning. Before I get into specifics, I want to start by giving you the big... As a member of the Liu Qixing, Lady NINGGUANG's every move is in the spotlight. Maintaining her... My usual job is to be her right hand, to maintain her image and... For example, arranging her daily schedule, picking out clothes for her, dressing her, applying her You misunderstand me. I am simply trying to impress upon you the sheer importance...
Bai Shi has always been very passionate about her work. I can leave any task in her capable hands, and rest assured that her performance will be nothing short of exemplary. I'm sure she was simply trying to share some of her enthusiasm, in the hopes that you may find it infectious.
Thank you, Lady NINGGUANG. Back to the topic at hand. Let's get into the details. Bai Xiao and Bai Wen handle tasks that require enormous experience, while I'm mainly responsible for organizing her daily schedule and making sure she is well fed, dressed for any occasion, and that all her needs are met. I can go through the methods I use and give you some pointers based on my all in a day's work for the traveler, Great, then I'll skip that and just get to the handover of duties. Currently, there are 133 items that have yet to be scheduled, 17 of which are high importance, and... Yes, I did try to make a start in advance, but only got as far as roughly prioritizing the tasks before I ran out of time. I'll go through the most important items with you in more detail. First is the periodic meeting with the representatives of the 8 trades. After that, then a discussion with Lady Kuching on issues right after that, there's... Yes, you do. To the uninitiated, scheduling may sound like a simple process. You need to take travel time into account, along with a whole ample knowledge of all outside factors that may weigh upon your plan A is essential to devise a... I assume this is all making sense. Unless you had any other questions at this point? Good. Then let's press on. We're tight on time here, and there's a lot to get through. And we still need to leave enough time for you to prepare Lady NINGGUANG's schedule. Already? Wow.
Wonderful. Then I'll be counting on you to provide... I'm grateful for your assistance. Now, I will leave you here in peace. If anything else is unclear, you can ask...
Take care, Lady NINGGUANG. Good. You factored in both priority and efficiency. Excellent work. You've got quite a knack for this. Please be here at the Jade Chamber tomorrow morning before... With you helping out here, we will be able to focus... I hope so too. You must be...
Show them.
Yes, I'm already awake. I'll be out in a moment. I'm just changing. Good morning. Did you sleep well? That's good. I was worried you'd be a little uncomfortable. Now then, the schedule. Item 1. Lunch at Lioli Pavilion with Miss Lu. Ah, yes. I remember the invitation. No, someone I've never met before. Today's lunch will be our first time. She's paying a high price for my time. Otherwise, tens of millions of mora is rather a high price for lunch. That's right. Even at this price, there is no shortage of people willing to pay for a lunch opportunity. To be clear, I've never had any hand in setting the price. I too was rather surprised to see it become so expensive. Time is very valuable to me, so when I first came up with the idea, I made a rule that my time would go to the highest bidder. Gradually, it developed into a lucrative business. Yes, that sums it up very well. Most people looking to buy my time are business people who believe that whatever they spend now, they will make back several times over in due course. Naturally, for anyone looking to make a profit in a complex market, the bottom line is having the requisite experience and expertise. As for how much my insight is worth in terms of mora, everyone has their own idea. You're a very lucky person, you know. You get to sit in the hands of a professional business person. The kind of information... There's no need to be nervous, of course. Did you organize this entire breakfast? Please, sit. Have a taste of the Jade Chamber's chef's cooking. What do you think? Oh, don't forget we have a lunch later. Save some space, or you might miss out on some even better food. Still, I'm happy to see that you approve of my culinary tastes. On occasion. Usually everyone is too busy for breakfast also isn't usually so lavish, hence my surprise when we got here. I actually thought you had cooked it all yourself. Relax, I'm just joking. You willingly took this work on, knowing that it would be tedious, and you have worked diligently. Treating you to some food is but a small token of our appreciation. Breakfast sets the tone for... If you wake up to the same monotonous meal each day, you will start to feel fatigued. Well, I'm done eating. I have some preparations to make first. Could you bring... I need a change of mood, and a change of... Who knows? Perhaps you will have a... I already instructed Longyang to have my outfit... Thank you.
Hello, how may I help? Ah, yes, of course. Here you are. Please give this to Lady Ning. Yes, this whole room is full of Lady NINGGUANG's personal Lady NINGGUANG asked us to rearrange this room recently. We're currently right in the middle of that, so everything's in a bit of a mess. That's why it took me a little time to... Anyway...
Did you get it? Ah, this is the one. I believe you've seen this outfit before. I don't think I asked you what you thought of it at the time, though. What do you think? Be honest. Phew. Thank you. Knowing that it has your seal of approval makes me feel much more self-confident. If you're second-guessing how you look, you can forget about looking glamorous. Even the finest garments in the world would look out of place on you. That's why your affirmation matters so much. All right, let's head to Liali Pavilion.
Lady NINGGUANG.
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
No, not at all. I know that you have 1,000 different...
Great. Well, let's leave the... This is the Traveler. She happened to be in Liyue Harbor today. So, do you mind if she sits with us?
No, not at all. On the contrary, I'm honored. I've always been fascinated by you and your adventures. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Luo Qiao, a businesswoman. I work mostly in the textile business, but recently, that's what I wanted to ask Lady NINGGUANG for some advice about.
Rumors?
You know, the rumors about the two of you. You haven't heard? Come on. You must know that Lady NINGGUANG's every move is... And if you didn't have some sort of special relationship, why would she invite you to this lunch right after finding out that you were back in Liyue?
Interesting. Yes, we do. The Traveler is a national hero in Liyue whose actions have directly contributed, even putting aside my official status as one of the Liyue Qixing. I admire her on a personal level, too.
Oh, yes. Well, there is nothing unusual about it at all. I was just observing that Lady NINGGUANG now seems to have a...
You're comparing apples and sunsettias there. Whenever Beidou returns to... I've missed out on a number of extremely promising investment opportunities thanks to her. And...
Investment opportunities? Oh, do you mean the luminescent...
No, something else. All the talk about luminescent spines is...
Oh, but isn't there some new technology from Fontaine that needs lots of luminous...
If it were really that profitable, those in the know would have kept it as quiet as possible. I had my secretary do some analysis. The current price of luminescence, so I would advise you to be cautious.
I see. Well...
In my opinion, there are many people around with ulterior motives. Long term, it's very difficult to say. But I believe there's too much uncertainty to make it worth your investment. You worked hard to...
You think so too, huh? Okay, got it. If that's what... Maybe it'd be a better choice to invest this money into an industry... Lady NINGGUANG, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today.
Good. I'm glad I could be of some help.
Now I see why you were able to become the most successful business. You think clearly, you are very knowledgeable, and you keep yourself well informed. It would take me a
You've been listening for a while. Has it sparked an interest in the business world for you? That means you also have a good head on. If you are in need of Mora, you should absolutely...
I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you. This lunch was
See you next time. I'll look forward to hearing good news. Right then. Lunch is over. I'm a little concerned about the auction. I wonder how... Yes, you're right. In that case, what's next on the schedule? Okay. Let's go to Mingxing Jewelry first. I need to pick up... Hello.
Lady Ningguang.
Very good. Don't rush now. Please. Yes and no. You probably imagine that Mingxing Jewelry deals exclusively in expensive luxury goods. The workers here are very skilled, so I like to come to them when I need... This time, though, I just had them do a simple repair. The item is quite
Lady Ningguang, your comb has been fixed. Please inspect it and see whether... We did everything we could to restore it to its original condition. You'll still see a few marks...
That's fine. Yes, though it is something very precious to one of my informants. It reminds her... My informants often provide me with extremely important information. It's only fair that trust is of far greater importance than profit in the relationship between me. It's understandable to think that way. And in the vast... But things are a little different with these particular informants. And this only makes me all the more... Thank you for the repair, Xingqi. This is a...
Oh, don't mention it. It's always a...
Let's go and meet them.
Right now. Emerge. Auntie Ningguang! Hi, Auntie Ningguang!
Hello, my dears. Yes, indeed. And they are some... I didn't want to involve them in intelligence gathering for me at first. But they, on the other hand, were... It turned out that they delivered the goods and thoroughly... So, fill me in.
Great! Mom and Dad have taken me on loads of cool... But you didn't do your homework. Yeah, but you still gotta try. Like teacher says, Liyue...
This new age started after that great battle, you know. Well, this is a dramatic change. Unique in all of the millennia of Liyue's history. What about you, Nan Nan?
I'm fine. Just don't know what to say.
Oh yeah, I just remembered. A load of really big boats came... Yeah, that's right. All the merchants were there, and it was really noisy. And then the people on the boat started unloading all these crates. There was a...
Oh, I see. That'll be the fishing boats coming back from the open ocean.
Yep. I made sure to look at the waterline, just like you said. They looked really full.
My goodness. Well, it's... The heavier the boat, the lower the hull sits in the water. So you can tell how heavily loaded how deep a fully loaded vessel will sit in the water varies from ship to ship. but it's something you can tell from experience.
Since Auntie Ningguang taught me how to do it.
A few days ago, I heard some people saying that a big merchant from Fontaine is coming soon to buy luminescent spines. They said that when they get here, the price will go up a lot.
Oh, really? Who did you hear this from? All right, never mind.
Are you okay? You're used.
It's okay. Don't be upset.
It's my comb.
Of course I did. If I make you a...
Thank you, Auntie Ningguang.
It was just a small favor.
But they said you'd be too busy to...
They?
Uh-oh.
It's all right. Don't worry. There just seems to be some kind of misunderstanding.
Yeah, Auntie Ningguang's not.
I'm sorry. That thing about the luminescent spines wasn't something I heard. I told them I didn't want to lie to Auntie Ningguang, but, then they bought me a new comb. I'm sorry. I'll give them the comb back right away. No comb is better than...
I know how much it means to you. It was a gift from your mom before she...
Yeah, it was. I'll be extra careful with it from now on.
I must say, this is most... How about this? You tell me where those two people are, and I'll take the comb back.
Okay. They're over at...
All right, then. Don't worry, it'll all...
Are you gonna go punish?
Now. This is a grown-up situation, okay? I'm just going to have a polite discussion with those two grown...
I can't believe...
Right here. Emerge. Right now. All tasks have been handed out. How relaxing.
Do you think that kid's gonna fluff her lines?
Yes, I know. But we didn't have any other options. Ningguang adores that kid. She's not gonna get all
It sounds like you underestimated me. And the children as well.
Lady Ningguang?
You knew how important that comb was to Nan Nan, and you exploited that fact. You coached a child to lie, made her betray her own innocence, and confuse her conscience.
Sorry, Lady Ningguang,
That's not the point. Business is business. And at some point, we're all trying to get the better of one another. So if all you've done is fool me, but you cannot put Mora above all else. You cannot go
It was hardly our first choice either. We've been business partners for years now. We've gotten by, I guess. When we heard about the movement in the luminescent spine market, we thought to heck with it. So we stocked up a huge stash of luminescent spines and watched as the price went up.
But we waited and waited, and this mystery merchant from Fontaine never came. Suddenly, everyone with luminescent spines was running for the exit, selling as fast as they could. But we had so much in...
Oh yeah! As soon as Lady Ningguang makes a move, if we don't sell the goods, we're both bankrupt. We're in debt.
To be brutally honest, we took out a loan and made a speculative investment is not a sob story. But not everyone has the capability to make rational decisions. Greed, a lust for wealth, and impatience. Do you now realize how dire the...
100%. We begged people to take our stock off our hands.
We messed up. Completely and catastrophically messed. The savings we worked so hard our whole lives to build up, decimated.
Well, I can take your luminescent spines off your hand. The portion of what I pay that exceeds the average price of luminescent spines in the past, you will have to pay.
Huh? But...
Then you're free to find another... But if you're seriously still insisting on turning a profit...
Lady Ningguang is right. Let's swap the goods for cash and use it to pay off our debts and be done with it.
Yes.
I have no particular need for luminescent spines. But I'm quite sure...
Okay, so,
No need to hurry. Our deal is hardly the urgent matter here. You took advantage of a child. This is an opportunity for you...
Oh, okay.
Come on. Let's go.
Adventurer.
We're back. Everything's all sorted.
I'm sorry, Nan Nan. I was lying to you when I told you that I was completely in the wrong, and I promise I'll never do anything like this again.
I think it should be your choice. And you...
Well, since it's all sorted out now and nothing super, but we can't just let them off. We gotta show them you don't mess with us.
That's true. I'd certainly...
I've made up my mind. I want them to come play with us. Yeah! Now we have great idea. Let's go play hide and...
Wait a second.
Nope. No wait.
So, yes, of course. Let me guess what you're thinking. You're thinking that there's not a huge difference between me turning these children into my informants and the actions of the... They were complete... They'd run away as soon as they saw me. Or they'd be shaking with nerves and unable to speak. But gradually, they stopped seeing me as someone to be afraid of. And started For my part, I did my utmost to... I played games with them. But I also taught them observation skills, analytical skills, how to... Now, they're much further ahead in their studies, and far more mature than their peers. I think that this is I never had the chance to receive a good education as a child. That's why I hope to teach these children. Someday they may realize that not everything is a win-win deal. When that happens, they will be ready to face the world head-on and become exceptional businessmen and women. But until then, I am here to protect them. I will one day die. New Qixing will replace the old. In Liya, I hope the name NINGGUANG will live on. But not as a person, as more of a symbol. If I can pass on everything I have learned, I can create a legacy that will live on
Come on, we're not gonna wait.
Coming! Come on, let's enjoy.
How many days has Daddy been away?
Personally, I think the idea of things staying the same forever is quite...
Leonie Pavilion, best Lee food in town.
Lady Ningguang.
Sorry to have kept you.
No, not at all. I know.
Great. Well, this is the Traveler. She happened to be in Leo Harbor. Do you mind if she's...
No, not at all. On the I've always been fast. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Luo Qiao, a business. That's what I wanted to ask, Lady. So,
Rumors?
you know. You haven't heard? Come on. You must know that Lady Ningguang's every... And if you didn't have some sort of special relation...
Interesting. The Traveler is a national... Even putting aside my official status as one of the Liu Qixing.
Oh!
You're comparing apples and sunsettia. I've missed out on a number of extreme...
Investment opportunities.
No. Something else.
Oh, but isn't there some new tech...
If it were really that profitable, I had my secretary do some analysis. So I would advise you.
I see. Well...
In my opinion, there are many long-term...
You think so too? Huh? Okay, got it. Maybe it'd be a better Lady Ningguang, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today.
Good. I'm glad I could be of some help.
Now I see why you were able to become the... You think clearly.
You've been listening for a while. Has it sparked an interest in the business world for you? So you want to be my competitor. Or how about this? I'll invest...
I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you.
See you next time. Right then. Lunch is over. I assume you have something planned next? Although... I'm a little concerned about the auction. Good, then let's do that. So, even though my secretary... Come on, the auction is being...
Lady Ningguang,
I couldn't help but feel a little
we're about ready and people are starting to arrive.
Very good.
Huh?
Yes. Just in case...
Then we'll leave the auction itself to you.
But have you attended an auction before? Well, would you like to participate this time? All right then. Check out the items up for bidding and see if there's... It's about time to start. Yes? What is it? That's for you to make a It's precisely what makes auctions until the bids exceed the value of the item you're after. Perhaps this does not result in what you might call a fair price, but yes. The first lot is a teacup from my personal collection. Bids starting at 10,000 mora. That's 10,000...
20,000!
30,000!
50,000.
$80,000! 80,000!
I'll rate...
120.
All right, 150,000.
150 once?
180,000.
180 once? 180 twice? 180. So...
Yeah, it's mine now.
Okay, then. You seem to be getting quite into it. What is... Of course it did. I'm sure you must find it quite odd that all these everyday... Since you're curious, why not go and talk to the
Today, there were too many bidders, and I guess I'll just have to wait for the next auction.
I may have paid an arm and a leg for this, but in the end, I got the result I wanted. Nothing of NINGGUANG's could ever be. I'm far from the only buyer who believes that owned by NINGGUANG is worth paying a premium for. So how much?
Huh? Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Sure, the item may look pretty, but I figured I'd buy it first.
Well, did you find the answer yet? That's certainly part of it, but every bidder will have noticed that none of these items... Despite this, they were all willing to pay very dearly for them. You'll see shortly. The one who spent the most... If all I wanted to do was make some quick mora by exploiting their blind faith in me, every participant in this auction was handpicked by me.
Lady NINGGUANG, something doesn't seem quite right with... As unlikely as this sounds, and please forgive me for even bringing it up, but I had to ask. You...
Counterfeits? Absolutely not. They are simply ordinary items. And there was no coercion or enticement during the auction.
Because we trusted you! Everyone knows that you love Mora, but we also know that you made your fortune through honest means, as opposed to...
You seem to have entered into dangerous linguistic territory there. You should know that unless you have... Of course, if you have any genuine grievances about the auction, the lot...
You're... Fine. Yes, technically, it was all legitimate. Guess all I can do is take the lot. But if word gets out about today's auction, people are gonna start seeing you as a con artist. No one... I guess what I'm saying is...
Let me answer that with a question. You claim that you were willing to pay a high price because you trusted me.
What do you mean? What else could...
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps it could be something to do with a lost... When the Jade Chamber fell, countless valuable items from my collection plunged into the sea. I organized a salvage operation, but still there were many items unaccounted for. A considerable number of these made their way back into Liyue Harbor through means unbeknownst to me, and passed through several—
Wait, you mean—
Yes. Everyone attending the auction today is in possession of lost property belonging to me. Or, to put it another way, they were all people who have had a taste of something that was mine and convinced themselves that— So I ask you again, your high bidding price, was it motivated by The sole reason I held this auction is to reclaim my treasured— If you are willing to return what is mine,
All right, fine. You drive a hard bargain like everyone says. I'll go and get it right now.
Despite his bad attitude, he cooperated in the end. The issue was that all items of mine that have been fished out of the sea have changed hands numerous times already. Determining who has legal ownership would be an extremely long-winded process, with each item being assessed. I could have bought them back, but it's not in my nature to pay twice for the same thing. After making some inquiries, I found them to be most uncooperative, so I had to resort to this auction to finally put a stop to all this nonsense. I just wanted my things back. At most, a little childish. What do you think it was about the Jade Chamber that defeated Osile? Well, I think it was a combination of the weight and the energy. Its great weight meant that it hit Osile with incredible force, while every piece of the Jade Chamber, from the stone walls and wooden beams down— But in the end, they became objects of— It's hard not to get a little irked thinking about it. Thank you for understanding. Now I've got one of my items back. Let me show you. The secrets of history shine through in the relics that survive.
Please be mindful of your personal safety.
Traveling to other worlds is all that anyone seems to be writing about these days. Goodness knows what they find so disappointing about their own world.
Before I get into specifics, I want to start by giving you the big picture. As a member of the Liu, my usual job is to be her... For example, arranging her day...
Baisha has... Oh, I'm sure she was
Back to the topic at by Xiao and by I can go through the methods I use, all in a day's work. Currently, there are 100 and... Yes, I did. I'll go through the most... First is the periodic meeting with the... Then a discussion with Lady Kut. Right after that, there's... Yes, you do. You need to take travel ample knowledge of all outs... I assume this is all making sense. Unless you had any other questions at this point? Good. Then let's press on. We're tight on time here and... Already? Wow.
Wonderful. Then I'm grateful for your... If anything else is
Take care, Lady Ningguang. Don't you think that this schedule is a bit of a Yeah, that's true. Lady Ningguang has a lot of work to attend to. We do sometimes worry about her health, but her attitude is very Mora-driven. If by taking a break there's a chance she'll lose Mora, she'll never agree to it. Huh. Alright then. Let's go with your plan. I'm sure, Lady, there's a lot of things that need doing over... I hope so too. You must be exhausted.
Right here. Emerge.
Yes, I'm already awake. I'll be out in a moment. I'm just changing. Good morning. Did you sleep well? There's nothing to worry about. We just need to go through the schedule. So, what's item 1 on today's schedule? I imagine this must have taken Baisha completely by surprise. Sure, there's no harm in changing. My schedule is usually very tightly packed, and any extra time, so it'll be quite nice to take a break. I don't often feel tired. Seeing the more... Still, your idea is very sensible. Mora can only lift... So then, the day... Something interesting. Before I because as far as most people are concerned, Mora is the key to any and all opportunities. Yes, you're absolutely right. This is what I appreciate about you. I want to do something a little self-indulgent. Is that okay by you? Thank you. All right, here it is. I was born into a humble family, and all the wealth you see now began... I had to. Fishing isn't the half of it. A lot of the old folks like to brag about how I used to be their errand runner back in the day. They were tough times, but if I didn't make any money in the morning, I'd have no food for lunch. I guess that's why I came to be so obsessed with... I want to relive that time for my life. Feel some of... So how about it? Will you join me? Great. We're not to use our status or reputation in Liyue Harbor to our advantage, and we have no starting capital. The goal is to see how much more we can make on. Okay, but why don't we go down to the docks? They periodically throw out a lot of unclaimed or abandoned goods. We might find something that we can exchange for Mora. What does it matter? Come on, let's go.
Lady Ningguang, to what do I owe the honor? Are you here to inspect the goods in the warehouse? You may have to wait a moment. Sorry, I won't be long.
Calm down.
Oh, I haven't done anything. Have I? I mean, I don't think so. All right, the periodic clearances. Yeah, I've been handling those, strictly per the... I make sure I post all the necessary notices and notify... It used to be a huge problem, but with a bit of hard work, I've managed to reduce the amount of goods we need to clear out, but it's hard to say. It really depends. But as far as the warehouse is concerned, they all fall into these categories. Unclaimed goods, damaged goods, or... As for the damaged ones, I guarantee you it's nothing to do with how they're stored. It's because some things go bad more easily than others. If it sits there in the warehouse for too long, it goes without...
So, have you cleared out any of these goods recently?
I'm afraid we just finished... But don't worry, Lady Ningguang. If you're here...
Hold on. Oh. I don't think he has quite grasped the nature of this situation.
Lady Ningguang, I had a quick run through the list and cleared out some more items.
Let me see here. Soggy food, an odd shoe, a broken mirror, small wooden toy. It's a shame we missed the last clearance. We're down to the slim pickings now. Some of these are true junk. But there are... Take this wooden toy, for example. The wood is good quality. If you took it apart, there's quite a number of useful everyday objects that you could turn it into. With a...
Huh? You want it? Well, sure. Take whatever you want.
Great. This is going well. Yes. And once we're done, we...
I have no idea what's going on here, and I'm not...
As I gaze out upon the sea.
Right now, right here.
Lady Ningguang, welcome to my humble store. What can I get for you?
Actually, today's a little different. I'm not here to buy anything. I wanted to ask if you could take a look at some goods for me.
Just take a look? What for? Oh, I see. I mean, I can take them. I have a few but,
What's wrong?
No. I'll give you 150,000 mora. How does that sound?
Oh.
No worries. The price is negotiable, of course. If that figure's not what you had in mind,
What are your thoughts? Yes.
Huh? Wait. And specifically, these things? I thought that was all code for some kind of
It appears so. Let's try something else. As long as we're in Liaohar, if I wasn't Ningguang, Go Sonar probably wouldn't have handed, and you likely wouldn't be willing to buy them.
To be completely...
This goes against the rules we set for ourselves at the start. Are there any other ways for adventurers to make mora besides their remuneration from the guild? Great. I don't mind.
You two have a good one.
This must be the place. Blood repays blood.
Emerge. Right here. Emerge. Absorption test.
Give up.
Submit.
It's nothing. It feels like it's been a long... The feeling of creating your wealth with your own two hands is just as Yes, I'd say so. Everything starts out and let's not forget, we started with no In any case, the sight of Mora has always had a way of improving my mood, no matter what the sum is. I intend to, this time.
Right now. Emerge. Right now. Out of the frying pan. Stand clear. Animal test 6308.
Your life is mine. Give up. Another satisfying haul. That's very kind of you. For me, a battle is just a form of exercise. A way to keep fit and use... Oh no, not yet. Hey, look! What's that? Oh, I see. So if we catch it, there's more for the take? Oh, how quaint. That was your... Well, I'm afraid I'm having far too much fun to stop what I... Come on. Let's...
Faster?
Oh, there it is! After it! Goodness, this reminds me of fishing, but we didn't let it slip away, and the haul is now... Let's see. We can't do any serious business with this amount of starting capital. We need to keep working hard. Actually, now that you mention it, I'm suddenly... Wang Shuin is right there. But... Same thoughts here. After how hard we worked to get our hands on this... In which case, I think I'll take this opportunity to show you... Yes, but the rule of the game is no fishing rods allowed. Come on. This should be enough. Let's head back to land and grill them.
Stand clear.
Here, have a taste of my cooking. A fresh catch can go straight on the grill with minimal preparation and it tastes... It's a little charred. That's on purpose. I just like how it tastes. Normally, I have to make a special request to the chef if I want it to taste like this. I'm okay. Back in the day, I had to hurry home after work to do my household chores. Then, in the evening, I was always meticulous with the most menial of tasks. But by the same token, she didn't love the idea of me leaving home and starting my own business. She thought it was just an unnecessary risk when you'd be more likely to see me pulling up outside Wanmin restaurant and selling. My childhood memories run deep. I'll always have a special. They are confined to the water, and yet they live free. Swimming around, it is. I have greatly enjoyed experience. When I think back on all my hard work, but a word of warning.
Nice and spicy.
Yes, I'm already awake. I'll be out in a moment. I'm just changing. Good morning. Did you sleep well? Oh, how strange. Me. So, what's item 1 on? I imagine this must have. Sure. My schedule is usually so it'll be quite nice to take. I don't still. Your idea. So then. Something I never. Have you played the chess game I made? Or heard of it, perhaps? It's called Liyue Millennial. When I was designing it, I wanted it not only to be a fun, so I introduced a lot of concepts that aren't part of traditional chess, as well as I'm constantly revising and expanding it. So far, there are over 30 editions. True, but I don't feel that making it easier to learn is necessarily a good thing. Isn't one of the joys of playing chess to continually learn and progress through I think the key will be to make I'm planning to make a new set with the board and pieces. One side will play the Guardians of Liyue Harbor. The other side will play the Fatui and Osile. No problem. I want to make each of the chess pieces of Liyue Millennial as true to life as... And no Guardians of Liyue chess set would be complete without you, would it? I am indeed. My thinking was that only people who pre-order the chess... It seems only fitting for someone... Naturally, since you are the face of that... Everyone who owns this chess set will... Then it's decided. Come with me. To make...
This gives good market insight.
Lady Ningguang looks stunning today.
Lady Ningguang.
You already know each other?
Oh, I think it goes a little deeper than that. I don't teach my hard-earned skills to just anyone, you know.
There's a word for...
You seem to be in a good...
As ever, there's... All jokes aside...
Remember the custom chess pieces I told you about? I'd like you to take her measurements today.
Whatever business I'm in, I am first and foremost a woman of many talents. As it happens, I am a skilled tailor as well. What can I say? I'm in the prime of my...
Yingar is every bit as proficient as any of the top tailors in the land.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just realizing that the Traveler... You'll find all the tools you could need in the room. Please.
Huh?
Oh, I think the Traveler is the one you should be asking about that. It's hard not to tease when you're both so... Come on then, step in.
If I hear any strange new rumors after this, you will be my number one.
Rumors about the Traveler? Or...
Either. Both are confidential.
Don't worry, I know where the line is. Secrets are only fun when they're kept secret.
Just...
You're always...
I slightly regret bringing you here. It doesn't bother me. I just hope she didn't make you feel too awkward. Now that your measurements are taken, let's go to Mingxing Jewelry and put an order in.
Hello, Lady NINGGUANG. What can I do for you today?
That chess piece I told you about?
Okay, let me just double check.
Good. And as agreed...
Of course, we are professionals, and we will do everything we can. Although, speaking to you as a friend, I have to tell you that the sale price you indicate, I don't mean just the material costs either. Waiting around for top quality materials drags out the...
That's okay. With every previous set, there's always been some degree of commercial or marketing considerations to bear in mind. But to that point, as you know, the prototype of the Jade Chamber chess piece has been in the works for a long time. Yes, and just like your piece, the Jade Chamber piece will be scaled for the game.
Yes, it's a challenging project, but also, how do I put it?
In business, everything comes down, but shrewd, hardly the worst thing in the world, of course. Well, for example, I once had a case where someone backed out of a deal with me to sell. Another case is where I offered that NINGGUANG, they thought. She must...
I see.
But these problems disappeared all but... Why? Because the whole of Leo witnessed me destroying my... At least, that's the most reasonable...
Oh, I get it. You're saying that back when you sacrificed, you're not seeking to make a profit from these chess pieces, because what you're commemorating, it was the deal of the century. And,
yes.
Truly a brilliant strategy, Lady NINGGUANG. Now I understand why this set needs to be so perfect and...
It will be a lot of work, and make sure the Traveler's pieces...
Don't you worry. We'll put our all in.
Well, there's... I have a question for you. And I, in turn, when we were at Mingxing Jewelry, I admitted that my decision to sacrifice the Jade Chamber was When you heard that, did it make you think that maybe I really was a cynical profit chaser after all? Yes, well, at the time, all that talk about making up for my losses was really just... I was lying to Xingxi. My decision to destroy the Jade Chamber was nowhere near as thought through as I made it out to be. Afterwards, I consoled myself by reasoning that all my wealth comes from Liyue Harbor. But it just didn't work. Because I had just severed ties with a lifelong companion. I stared out at the sea for goodness knows how long. I just could... There was no way I could console myself. But as time went by, I received so many thank you gifts and letters from people. I gave up the Jade Chamber without a moment's hesitation. And I did it for the sake of Liyue Harbor. All of this was so encouraging to hear. It made me feel that my dear old companion sacrificed, because to most people, the idea that Lady Ningguang is someone who battles with grief and struggles to let go of this is one aspect of the truth that the fact that I can't thank you for your comforting words. I'm sorry that you have, but look where I am now, and if I end up having... Yes, I'm already awake. I'll be out in a moment. I'm just changing. Good morning. Did you sleep well? That's good. So, what's item... I imagine this must have taken... Sure. There's no harm. My schedule is usually very tight, so it'll be quite nice. I don't often feel... Still, your idea... So then... Something interesting. Because as far as most people are concerned, yes, you're absolutely... I want to do something a little... Thank you. All right. I was born into a humble family. I had to. Fishing isn't the A lot of the old folks like to brag about how they were tough. If I didn't make any money, I want to relive that time. So how about it? Will you join me? Great. Then let me... We're not to use our status or reputation in Liyue Harbor to our... The goal is to see how much more... I can see why you'd suggest that. You're thinking I could use my... But Northland Bank is a special case. I rather suspect I would not be welcome there. Yes, and also... Never mind. I expect they still hold a grudge against me to this...
Right here. Right now.
Lady Ningguang, I would hope that you're not here with all due.
There's no... I'm just here...
That depends. But first, because if you're...
Straight to the traveler we're leaving. Do you see what I mean now? Their attitude was just as I expected. That's for sure. This sum was paid by Northland Bank, so they are still wary of me to this day. Yes, with some. If you encounter them in any other nations during your travels, be on your guard. They are more than just a commercial organization. That's okay. But that's quite enough politics for today. Let's get back to our fun little survival. Now that you mention it, yes. We're being watched. What are they plotting this? My thoughts exactly. But we need to be discreet. Let's act natural. Determine who our tail is. Keep moving. Just...
The key here is consumer psychology.
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast.
Okay, I think we have There's a lot of foot traffic here, but if you look closely, you'll see only a handful of people have... But I'm still not sure which of them is our tail. Agreed. Whoever...
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast.
I think we've narrowed it down, but let's stay calm until we're one. It shouldn't take much longer.
The key here is consumer psychology.
I think I have the answer. Let's get out of his line of sight and sneak up on him. Don't get the wrong person, though, or all... Come now. Did you really...
What? I'm not doing anything.
I don't know what scheme North... But let's make a deal. Or do you seriously think Northland... Why don't you weigh the pros and cons and give me a clear answer before I...
Sorry, Lady NINGGUANG. My assignment was... When you showed up unannounced at Northland Bank, everyone was instantly on high alert. We figured... We couldn't just overlook it. We had to get to the...
I know this all feels very... I only took you there to demonstrate how Is there anyone else following us?
Yes. They would have seen this and reported back.
Then we need to get moving. The longer they have to react, the fewer clues they'll leave behind. No time. Keep him with...
Are you saying that Impossible! She wouldn't have shown up. Keep investigating. We must...
So much commotion. It looks like I wasn't supposed...
So, you are... Where did you get...
That doesn't matter. What matters is that I made a brief and you couldn't have advertised your guilty conscience. You may as well come clean. You know I will not turn a...
Even if we cooperate with her investigation... Well, if you're such a stickler for the rules, you...
Fine by me. Then I...